Welcome to Wager Talk TV. I am Kelly Stewart, joined by Teddy Covers and Steve Merrill of WagerTalk.com. New England Patriots, 5-point underdogs at the Los Angeles Chargers. Total 49. We do have some 49.5s over at the Wager Talk odds screen, so make sure you head over there so you can shop around. Steve, I already played the Pats. I took the 5.5. I was sad I missed the 6, and Teddy's going to scold me for that one, but I think the Patriots have a shot to win this game outright. I love them in this spot.
Yeah, Kelly, it's the Chargers of Los Angeles, formerly of San Diego, hosting the Patriots of New England, who formerly were from Boston, are still in Boston, but are now called New England. You see where I'm going with that. But anyway, I'm going to actually scold you on this one because I like the LA Chargers in this one. I think not a bad spot here. Look, I played against the Patriots last week. The dog was a very anti-public play. I thought New York Jets off the bye week maybe would bring some spunk. Did not see a 54-13 result coming. This is a New England team that had combined for 54 points their two previous games, had combined for only 30 points the two games before that. I think they regressed here. Huge step up in class here now. Young quarterback, rookie quarterback on the road. I think there's a class difference there as well. And the fact that the Chargers are off the blowout loss to the Ravens and now have the bye week, I just think situationally this is a good setup for the Chargers of Los Angeles to bounce back this Sunday.
Teddy, your thoughts on this AFC matchup? I always like to hear about when people talk about teams from the West Coast to the East Coast, but what about teams from the East Coast to the West Coast?
It's not nearly as much of a negative as it is for the West Coast teams traveling east. The West Coast teams traveling east, particularly for those early start games, there are all kinds of issues with their body clock, what time they've been used to practicing, what time they've been used to playing. Whereas when the East Coast teams travel west, it's basically a non-factor. It's kind of like when you fly to Vegas and you go back east, you're going home, and all of a sudden you're like, oh my God, we just lost the time with the time change, and it can mess with you. Whereas when you're coming out here, it's an easier trip. It really is. All that being said, I'm looking at the total in this game, not the side. And New England spent the first month of the season as a dead nuts under team. And they went 4-0 to the under their first 4 games. Over the last 3 weeks, we've seen 2 things happen. And one of them, to me, is the most important. One is that Mac Jones is getting good. All right. We saw a comfort level in the offense with Mac Jones basically the last 2 weeks. I think it started against Dallas and then continued against the Jets. So all of a sudden, this is a potent passing game where it wasn't. And in addition to the fact that the Patriots are now chucking the football around with a quarterback who's, yes, he's still a rookie, but they've got healthy weapons, which is something New England hasn't had downfield in quite some time. So I'm looking at the Patriots as a team whose season-long stats are going to show all of these early season games where you had a QB who was just learning his way, you had an offense that was missing skill position talent, and you had a team that was playing to the under. Well, 3 straight overs for the Patriots. And here's a Chargers defense that I don't trust, and a Chargers offense that scored 47 against Cleveland and then for some reason forgot to hand the ball off to Austin Eckler in the next game and only scored 6 against Baltimore. I don't like the Chargers defense. I'm convinced their offense can bounce back here, and I think New England can trade points with them. So I'm looking at the over when the Patriots face the Chargers.
All right, right now at WagerTalk.com, get everything 31% off that is in your cart through this weekend using promo code Halloween31. So load up. Get everybody's plays, especially Steve and Teddy. Steve has been crushing the NBA to start the season, been on a nice run. So head over to WagerTalk.com and check out all of the packages available.